It's the job of the leader to make sure organizations change as needed to respond to threats, opportunities, or shifts in the environment. Change is necessary if organizations are to survive and thrive. Research has identified some key characteristics of leaders who can accomplish successful change. First, they define themselves as change leaders. They are adaptable, they recognize and learn from their mistakes, and they have a vision and can describe it. When leading a major change, it's important for leaders to recognize and use successful change tactics. Let's take a look. First, light a fire for change. People have to believe that change is really needed. Leaders communicate the urgency for change in a way that touches people's emotions. In other words, they help people feel the need for change rather than just giving them facts and figures. Leaders get the right people on board. Considering the complexities of change, no single person can implement a change, especially a major one, alone. For successful change, leaders build a strong coalition of people with a shared commitment to the need for the possibility of a change. They include people with enough power to make sure change happens, as well as people who can make the change more acceptable to end users. Change leaders paint a compelling picture. People need a clear vision and strategy to inspire them to believe that a better future is possible and they can achieve it through their actions. The energy for true change comes from seeing how the change can be positive for individuals and the organization. Leaders create a picture that helps people understand why the organization is undertaking the effort and how the change will help it achieving long-term goals. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Leaders tell the message not once, but over and over again. Change throws everyone into doubt and uncertainty, and people don't listen well if they feel anxious. Another point to remember is that actions speak louder than words. Change leaders model new behaviors needed from employees. Change leaders get rid of obstacles and empower people to act. Leaders give people the time, knowledge, resources, and discretion to take steps and make change happen. This might mean revising structures, systems, or procedures that hinder or undermine the change effort. Change leaders also achieve and celebrate quick wins. Unless people see positive results for their efforts, energy and motivation can wane during major change projects. To keep the momentum going, leaders identify short-term accomplishments that people can recognize and celebrate. A highly visible and successful short-term accomplishment boosts the credibility of the change process and renews everyone's enthusiasm and commitment. Change leaders keep it moving. Don't get stuck on those short-term wins. It's important for leaders to build the credibility of early accomplishments and keep the change process moving forward. At this stage, confront and change remaining issues, structures, or systems that are getting in the way of achieving the vision. And finally, find ways to make changes stick. At this stage, leaders look for ways to institutionalize the new approach, striving to integrate the new values and patterns into everyone's work habits. These tactics in the change process generally overlap, but each of these stages is important for successful change to occur. When dealing with a major change, leaders can use the 8 change tactics to provide a strong foundation for success. Appreciative inquiry, or AI, engages individuals, teams, or the entire organization in creating change by reinforcing positive messages and focusing on learning from success. Rather than looking at a situation from the viewpoint of what is wrong and who to blame for it, AI takes a positive, affirming approach by asking what is possible and what do we want to achieve. Once a topic has been identified for exploration, a group follows a 4-stage AI process. Let's take a look. In the discovery stage, people identify the best of what exists, the organization's key strengths and best practices. This stage is about discovering the unique qualities of the group that have contributed to success. Leaders interview people, asking them to tell stories and identify the best of their experiences with the organization. Next, people reflect on what they've learned during the discovery stage and imagine what it would be like if those extraordinary experiences were the norm. By allowing people to express their dreams for the future, AI inspires hope and energy for change. The design stage formulates action plans for transforming dreams into reality. This involves making decisions about what the organization needs to do in order to be who it wants to be. The final stage of AI is creating a destiny by translating the ideas identified in the previous stages to concrete action steps. This involves celebrating the best of what exists and pushing forward to realize the dream. Leaders can and should use the tools of AI for a variety of everyday change initiatives, such as developing followers, strengthening teamwork, solving a particular work issue, or resolving conflicts. The key is to frame the issue in a positive way and to keep people focused on improvement rather than looking at what went wrong. Creativity is the generation of ideas that are both novel and useful for improving the efficiency or effectiveness of an organization. Creative leaders come up with ideas that may meet perceived needs, solve problems, or respond to opportunities that are therefore adopted by the organization. However, creativity itself is a process rather than an outcome, a journey rather than a destination. One of the most important tasks of leaders today is to harness the creative energy of all individuals. For creative acts that benefit the organization to occur consistently, the interests and actions of everyone should be aligned with the organization's purpose, vision, and goals, and leaders should make a commitment of time, energy, and resources to support creativity. One popular approach is to provide an idea incubator. An idea incubator provides a safe harbor where ideas from people throughout the organization can be developed without interference from organization bureaucracy or politics. To build a culture that encourages creative entrepreneurship, leaders encourage the creative spirit of all individuals by promoting cultural values of curiosity, openness, exploration, and informed risk-taking. Although many individuals have creative ideas, creativity soars when people work together. Everyone has roughly equal creative potential. Leaders can help individuals to be more creative by facilitating brainstorming, promoting lateral thinking, enabling immersion, allowing pauses, and nurturing creative intuition. One common way to encourage creativity is to set up brainstorming sessions focused on a specific problem or topic. Brainstorming uses face-to-face, interactive groups spontaneously suggesting a wide range of creative ideas to solve a problem. Most of a person's thinking follows a regular groove and somewhat linear pattern from one thought to the next. But linear thinking does not often provide a creative breakthrough. Linear thinking is when people take a problem or idea and then build sequentially from point to point. A more creative approach is to use lateral thinking. Lateral thinking can be defined as a set of systematic techniques used for changing mental concepts and perceptions and generating new ones. Lateral thinking might be considered thinking outside the box. Immersion means to go deeply into a single area or topic to spark personal creativity, which has been called thinking inside the box. Some of the best ideas occur when people take time off from working on a problem and change what they're doing. Allowing pauses activates different parts of the brain. Recent research suggests that creativity in having an aha moment often requires a person to stop trying to solve a problem and allow the mind to wander. The mind is gathering data constantly, especially when you're studying background materials on a problem to be solved. Then the creative insight bubbles up and intuition from deeper subconscious arises. The subconscious mind remembers all experiences that the conscious mind has forgotten. Creative intuition has a broader reach than any analytical process focused solely on the problem at hand. Leaders often see innovation, change, and creativity as a way to strengthen the organization, but many people view change only as painful and disruptive. Changing behavior always depends on changing people's emotions about a situation. People have to psychologically and emotionally let go of the old before they can embrace the new. The good news is that changing people's thinking and behavior is possible, and the keys to doing so incorporate 5 elements, which include a positive emotional attractor, supportive relationships, repetition of new behaviors, participation and involvement, and after-action reviews. Let's take a look. One way to change thinking and behavior is to provide a positive emotional attractor, known as a PEA. which is something that awakens a person's hopes and dreams about the future, about possibilities of what could be, rather than focusing on trying to fix weaknesses or shortcomings. Change leaders make sure that people have a support system. Leaders help establish new emotional relationships that provide hope, make people believe that they have the power to change, and inspire people with the expectation that change will happen. Effective leaders of social movements, for example, are highly skilled in giving people hope and faith that change is possible. This emotional relationship with a leader, a mentor, or a community helps people learn and practice the new skills and habits needed to change. Using repetition helps to change thinking and behavior. People need the opportunity to experiment and practice the new skills and habits over and over until the new pattern of behavior becomes automatic. Change leaders involve people early. When people are involved in helping to design the change, they'll be more committed to it. Although this approach can be time-consuming, it pays off by giving people a sense of control over the change activity. They come to understand the change better and become committed to its successful implementation. Finally, change leaders apply after-action reviews. An excellent mechanism for evaluation and feedback on a change is the after-action review. These after-action reviews are quick sessions during which leaders review the outcome and change activities to see what worked, what didn't, and what can be learned from it. Effectively and humanely leading change is one of the greatest challenges for leaders today. The nature and pace of change in today's environment can be exhilarating, but it also can be inconvenient, painful, and downright scary. Savvy leaders can help people navigate the change process and make it successful.